Night of the Jumps returned to the Bavarian capital of Munich for the second round of the 2026 season. And as the temperatures begin to heat up in Europe, so too has the championship leaderboard after the bombshell first round in Berlin 2 months ago. The Munich fans were in for a treat because the 2026 season might hinge on the results from this one event, especially as the four-time FMX World Tour champion, Luke Ackermann, was sitting in 8th position and needed to get back on top. In the MTB, BMX and scooter competition, it was the strongest field we've ever assembled, which would make it even tough for the 12 riders to make it to the top 6 final. Starting out in FMX, Zapsa put it together for his best run ever, followed by the return of Leo Feeney with the Rodova flip. Matej Cezak did just enough to edge both of the guys out of the final, and Marc Pignol went full send to make sure he was in the final. The best whip competition was wide open in Munich, with 8 riders qualifying into the semi-finals of 4 riders. But the battle was tough, which saw Luke Ackermann and Leo Feeney being squeezed out, and it all came down to the final between Davide Rossi and Matej Cezak. In the end, the 2025 whip master Matej Cezak would take his first win of the season. Back to qualification, and Hannes Ackermann put his demons to rest in the location which almost ended his career 10 years ago with a solid return. Davide Rossi really turned up the heat in qualies to make it into the final. And Luke Ackermann's flat 360 and double backflip solidified his finals berth, where he needed every point to catch up on the leaderboard. Libor brought his signature style, but for the first time in years, unable to secure his spot in the Final Four. The MTB, BMX and scooter best trick competition was going to be one of the hardest from the outset. The strongest field of riders across 3 disciplines brought their A game, but only 6 would make it to the final. And it was the young gun Jimmy Brandt who surprised everyone, taking out 3rd place with the bike front flip and the backflip bounce fronty, and in 2nd place the Swiss maestro, Lucas Huppert, with the front flip triple bar spin. And taking his first win of 2026, Alejandro Bonifay is back on top with the twister. The current flat drop backflip world record holder went one better. Marc Pignol took his world record from 12 metres to 13 metres in Munich. Without training and virtually unplanned, only deciding to do it earlier in the day, it was an emotionally charged stunt, but it all went to perfection. In the FTA trampoline competition, it was a 3-way battle between Bryn Leven, Lenny Leitner and Niklas Dissler. But it was Dissler's Quinn flip of 5 somersaults which would take the win. The final of FMX was a showdown of the top 4 riders from the 2025 season, and Davide Rossi stepped it up a notch from last year's performance. Much more consistent with his bigger front flip combos, and the only rider with a bar trick in his run. Matej Cezak had a solid mix between backflips, front flips and uprights, but it just wasn't enough to knock Davide Rossi off the hot seat. Marc Pignol, fresh off his new world record drop flip, put together one of the best runs we've ever seen until he crashed his new trick at Night of the Jumps, the Lazy Boy front flip, which sent him into a flat land scorpion. He managed to get back up and land the Cali roll and take the spot on the hot seat. Luke Ackermann was the final rider, and he had the added pressure of needing every championship point if he wants to become the 5-time world champion in 2026. With a blistering run, Luke was back to normal and landing the biggest tricks in freestyle motocross. After a night of upsets, crashes and new combos, it would be Jimmy Brandt's first time on the podium in 3rd, and Alejandro back on top of the podium. In FMX, Luke Ackermann also taking his first win of the season. We are now less than a month away from the 3rd round in Leipzig, Germany, so grab your tickets from nightofthejumps.com and we'll see you there.